I was the first city clerk for the city of Pearl. It was just the mayor and myself were the only two. Neither of us knew anything about running a city. We never had done that before, but now Harris Harvey, who was the first mayor, he was a visionary. And he could foresee so many things. For instance, like the city logo today with all the bridges and ramps and everything. And when we started adopting it, I would tell him, that isn't Pearl. He said, no, but it will be in 25 years. Well, in 1968, there were 657 people that met for a town hall meeting to discuss who all wanted to be a city. And I think, if I remember correctly, there were 6 that were against, and so you had 651 that were for it. So from there, they started trying the incorporation. That's how many years it took us from 68 to 73 to become a city. What we did, we chose to go to a couple of cities in comparison to our population and see what they did, and we could come back and incorporate what we thought our needs would be. We went to the city of Canton and to Natchez. And if you think, well, they were so much smaller, but at the time they weren't. But when we incorporated, Pearl was the largest population city to ever incorporate. That population is 15,000 and some odd. And so we learned a lot of what they did, and we came back and just put it together. Of course, we had a city attorney who helped us, go through the legal hurdles. And then from that, the mayor hired a secretary, and then I've got to hire my staff under me, which was a tax collector, and then we had we had payroll clerks and all that. It just took a little while to get everybody hired to really get going. I think that most things were that they would get it to the judge, and for some reason the judge ruled against the city of Pearl incorporating. And then on June the 12th of 1973, the judge of the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Pearl becoming a city. And it took until June the 29th to get all those things in between that we actually claims June 29th as incorporation. Now we did have a flood one, I don't remember the year, and we had a lot of pictures in a safe. It's the old City Hall, which is down on Beardman Road, and all those pictures were ruined. So that was a catastrophe for me to have all those pictures of the old Pearl. We can't go back and look at those anymore. But at that time, the flooding was a big thing, and we finally conquered that. And from there, we grew and grew. Pearl had the first Pearl Day that we celebrated the incorporation. No one else around, no other city around us had ever had a day for their town. But after we started Pearl Day, then the other cities kind of picked up on it. And we used to have huge, huge crowds, and we still do, It's unreal. It is unbelievable, really, because, you don't think about Pearl. Of course, the ones that we've been here since the beginning of time, and to think that what would the people think that came before us if they could see the city of Pearl now. We've had some good leaders, and give them credit for us being where we are. That so much can be accomplished in 50 years, I guess, to keep it going, and not only going, to keep it getting better and better. And it's because of the people here that are willing to make it that way. I guess I can say I was the first city clerk that we ever had. And proud of us being able to take nothing and make it into something. All the, the paperwork that's involved, the legality that we had to go through, the bonds, and just, I gained so much knowledge from being city clerk. Met so many people, and still have some good friendships in other towns. One thing that I'm proud of that I don't remember what year it even was, but we had not been a city but a couple of years, and we went to a state convention And Harris Harvard was elected state president for the mayors, and I was elected state president for the City Clerks Association. And they had never had that happen before, that a mayor and a city clerk were president of the association. So I'm very proud of that. I think that speaks a lot for our city and what we had accomplished in a short time. I guess things like the Outlet Mall, Trustmark Park. Whoever thought that the little town of City of Pearl would have such things as that? And we've grown that much. And of course, in 50 years, we've come a long way. The school district is the City of Pearl. You know, so goes the schools, so go your city, because people move in for your schools. And that's like just today, you and I discussed a while ago about Pearl being #1 in the state of Mississippi for sports. And who would ever thought that one day our high school could be known for #1 in all sports? One thing that I think makes us so proud of what our schools are, we have so many alumni to come back and want to be teachers and principals and superintendents. And so they love Pearl, and they want to see Pearl progress and show out, so to speak. A lot of schools don't have that they're proud enough they want to go back. But you know, the old saying, you're always welcome in pirate country. I still get emotional because we were married 68 years. And in that 68 years, we were so proud of everything of Pearl. And we really worked hard, to help accomplish some of the things that have been done. And Ray being in the legislature really came in handy. Trustmark Park, a lot of other things that the legislature did. We have the state purchasing board for the VA, and there were in the school. We've met so many people going to school functions, going to the state legislative functions. We learned a lot, and we loved every minute of it. It was never a work effort for us, It was something that made us happy, and I'm still very happy. Oh goodness, I remember the night they did that, and I remember Ray saying, "You never thought the voice of the pirates would be speechless, but I am." He was so honored with that, as our whole family was. It meant everything in the world to him, to a place that he had been born and raised, loved all of his life, and have such an honor bestowed on him and our family. There are no words to explain that. I guess maybe the majority of us, we want the same thing. We want to see Pearl grow, see Pearl do good, the people of Pearl to do good, and to see more, maybe bring more industry into Pearl, that create more jobs. And that I think that Pearl is the ideal place for that, because we are a close-knit community. And we all revolve around our school system. And then you and I were talking today to learn that Pearl was chosen #1 in the state for all sports. And things like that, they just keep coming. And it's because the people of Pearl make it happen. I keep emphasizing the love that we have. Our school system is the best there is. We're proud of all the accomplishments that has come through that. And like I say, it's because so many of the alumni want to come back and be a part of making it even better. I think that would be the biggest thing that we say, because people come to a place because of the school system. And then with our record as far as our police department, our fire department, and all of them, we just excel in what we do and what we have in Pearl. Oh gosh, can you imagine if they accomplished just as much in the next 50 as we have in the past 50? What it would be like? It's hard to do. It's going to be so much larger. Would you think it might be twice this size? But you're going to run out of land somewhere. And we're about to do that as far as like building houses and all, because people want to come here. We build them, they come. But to see whatever else could happen, I'm not the visionary to say, well, gosh, if we've got things like the Braves here, and then we've got the mall, and then we've got this and that here, what more can we foresee that could possibly come?